Madam Assaulty, voice activated! Good evening! How are you today? Hey, you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. So here's the thing with Sea of Thieves. Although the storyline is somewhat fragmented, and there are a lot of us wondering when are they going to finish off certain story arcs, such as Flameheart, who doesn't seem to care that everyone he summoned to be on his side has now joined Club Disney, and his ghost fleets have essentially just become a big old meme. The story for Sea of Thieves is slowly progressing to a finale of some sort in the future. Take for example this most recent update. We learn that the Siren King was once the fabled warrior of the ancients that turned himself into a merfolk because of his love for the merfolk queen. He was also betrayed by the high priest of the ancients, who attempted to poison him before he could go through with this ritual. And good old Suds right here already told us this entire storyline in his journals long before this update ever came into fruition. He writes,
Snake has more voices and likes to play tricks. He called along the branch and waited until the great warrior was near. Help me, came the Sea Queen's cry. Won't someone help me, for Wicked One Eye has me by the tail? Warrior heard it all. Warrior ran through the trees, not looking up above his head, and whoomp, there came Singing Snake to coil around his throat.
3 out of 10. Perfect. So the snake was the high priest, and although cryptic, this story was foreshadowing what we now know. And not only does this explain some of the cave paintings and makes us wonder about the symbology used in others, this also sheds some light on how long the storyline has been in the making for this game, considering that this story was released in 2019 back in the anniversary update. So it's safe to presume that although the storyline appears to be fragmented, the developers have a long-term plan for the storyline that has been put in the works since the game's release. So let's roll back to 2018, when the game very first came out. Not much was happening. We had essentially 2 things to do: voyages and forts, and that was pretty much it. Then a crusty little fella by the name of Merrick turned up, telling us stories of large sea creatures, and offered us a new tune for us to play on our instruments. The world rejoiced. However, this tune was a tune he happened to find, a tune the ancients used to play when hunting and fishing, that for some reason summoned the Megalodons. Shortly after this, a strange new person appeared on the waves, named Duke. This big cuddly pirate started his escapades in the Sea of Thieves by building skeleton thrones all over the world for us to fire out of our cannons to sit in. Anyone else find that a little weird? I mean, we're all shocked that Duke is evil, yet we never think about all the things he's made us done. Skeleton thrones, dark relics, Reaper's chests, Fall of the Damned. Oh wait, Duke's evil? Big shock. So essentially Duke had us fling ourselves out of cannons, mostly into the water, and then the following update we got was the Sunken Curse update, where strange mermaid statues spawned all over the world. Now, here's the thing. These mermaid statues were the Sirens' way of essentially cooking their ocean crawlers, taking pirates that roam too far into the water and incubating them to become ocean crawlers. So that means that shortly after the game's very first content update, the Sirens were awoken. But who woke them up? Let's go through this again. Merrick appears, who by chance, for some unknown reason, gets his hands on a tune that awakens the Megalodons. The Sirens worship large sea creatures and even use them to help fulfill their agenda. So when Merrick used this tune to awaken the Megalodons, was it the Megalodons he awoke, or did the tune actually awaken the Sirens? The Sirens heard this tune on the water's surface, and with their limited forces, released their Megalodons on us to dwindle our numbers. And then Duke appears shortly after, hurling us into the water for purposes of fun. And shortly after this, mermaid statues begin to appear, mostly around the shorelines of the Skeleton Throne locations. Now, it's important to remember that although it's taken us years to get to this point in the storyline, where Duke is showing his true colors, in terms of lore, this all happened very fast. Imagine all these updates we've been getting for the past 3 years all happening in the space of a month. That's how the NPCs in this world perceive the duration of time within the world. So with that in mind, who was the person who set all of this in motion? Who was the person who gave Merrick this ancient tune? Possibly the most undercover agent that the Sea of Thieves has ever seen. Duke. I mean, maybe, but hey, it's a cool idea.